Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And this is our review for The Little Things. The Little Things is directed by John Lee Hancock and stars Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto. As Detective Joe Deacon joins Sergeant Jim Baxter to hunt down a serial killer, they uncover secrets that could threaten more than the case. When Dustin and I both saw the trailer, which you can, by the way, check out the reaction, I'm going to link it right up here, we were pretty much already very much interested. Like, that trailer sold us. We love a good true crime. We love a good, it's not really a whodunit, but, you know, a detective.
That's kind of what we thought it was going to be, kind of a thing. We thought it was going to be like one of those crime detectives, maybe a little bit along the lines of Seven, where it's a serial killer. So, and it just seemed really interesting. And you had three
Academy
Oscar
Award
winners. Three Oscar winners in there.
Yeah, so we already knew that performances-wise, this movie was going to be, like, off the wall in the performance field. So, having a lot of excitement built around that trailer, we were very excited going into it. Now, it's sounding like we're getting a little negative about the movie. I don't want to say that. I just do want to point out that what we thought we were going to get by watching the trailer was actually not the movie that we got, although it was still in the realm of, you know, catching a serial killer. The basis of the story, we have Detective Joe Deacon, played by Denzel Washington, meeting up with Rami Malek's character, Sergeant Baxter, and together they are trying to solve the case of if they've got a serial killer on the loose. They have a suspect, but they got to get to him. They got to bring him in, and they keep kind of coming into, walking into dead ends, if you will. However, as the movie progressed, you're seeing that this movie is definitely about way more than let's catch the serial killer. Yeah. There's a lot of, especially with, we really take a dive into Deacon's character, and as you saw in the trailer, he's had a couple of conversations with certain people that's kind of like, what's this past? And I feel like really the movie, more than it would be, you know, to catch the serial killer, it's to really unveil internal emotions, past trauma, past experiences, and sort of the pressure, the mental pressure of catching this serial killer, and how that bears down on various people that are working on this case. So it all boils down to, honestly, the movie being a little bit less about catching a serial killer and more of a exploration into our various characters and their mindset.
Mm-hmm. And I have to admit, everyone in this movie did an excellent job at their roles. I do kind of believe that they kind of played roles that they have actually been doing for a really long time. You know, you have the wise kind of street-educated Denzel Washington, the very creepy kind of Jared Leto kind of thing.
As the suspect.
Mm-hmm. And the new up-and-comer Rami Malek kind of a thing.
I feel like he hadn't really quite played that type of a role quite yet.
Okay, you know what?
It's not exactly like how, you know, his role in Mr. Robot. It's definitely not a Freddie Mercury type of role. So I would say for him, it's a slightly different of a character. But yes, to your point, but also I enjoy watching these actors perform so much that I don't mind if it's, you know, a similar role to what they've played before. I will say, while it was really interesting to watch Denzel and Rami act together on screen, I feel like the movie really elevated when Jared Leto entered the movie. It just brought a whole different, obviously the creepiness was there, it intensified a little bit because they're like, that's the guy, we gotta catch him. So I would say that it's like the trifecta, you know, like the movie was at the best when all three of them were involved.
Yes, when all three of them did get into the movie, and they were all kind of working off of each other. That's what I think this movie had its best moments. Right there, kind of like in that second act, that kind of like overlapped a little bit with the third act a little bit. Just that big chunk right in the middle. And this, I mean, they did a really good job on building the suspense. I think they did a really good job on just making you kind of like, where is this going? How is this going to end? And building up the suspense.
Yeah. And with that said, honestly, like, I can't praise the performance enough. I thought it's obviously, with all these actors, excellent chemistry was there, intensity, emotional portrayal, of their struggles and everything. Really, really great. And to kind of see, and we won't spoil this just in case you want to see the movie, but we see, as the movie gets to its final act, we get to see we get to uncover the past, the current state of a certain detective, and this parallel journey that they kind of walked. And you wonder after this if certain characters continue to walk down the same path, or did certain characters help them to walk away from that and hopefully onto a better path. So that's really interesting. However, I will say that I was disappointed that we didn't get a let's catch the serial killer type of movie. Mm-hmm. I wanted that, and the underlying was there, but it was about so much more than that. But I think I went into it really wanting this type of movie because that's what the trailer was telling me that I was gonna get, and unfortunately I didn't get that. So while I enjoyed the performances and the story and unveiling some of these like deep dark pasts, I wanted what the trailer was telling us that we were gonna get, and that was to catch a serial killer. And
I personally think that the best part was kind of that middle section, but the beginning and end, it had kind of a slow grind at the beginning, and it really took a while for you to kind of be like, wait, what exactly is going on here? Okay, they're not telling me, but what does it add to the characters? And it was kind of trying to get some rusty gears to start moving before.
Yes, agreed. When Jared Leto came in, then it started going.
And at the very end, they try to stick this kind of twist landing in there, and they just didn't quite execute it. They didn't quite pull it off.
The landing there.
And it failed to really fully bring me in. By the middle act, by the time Jared Leto shows up, you're excited because you're like, okay, here's the bad guy, we have our target, let's go get him, kind of a thing. But it didn't quite turn into that, even though they did a good job of building it up.
Yeah. All in all, great performances. Story, it was okay. I would say it was okay. So let's go ahead and rate this movie based on our movie rating scale, which you can find below this video in the description. How we would rate it if we had gone to a theater and see it. Obviously, you know that The Little Things is currently playing, I think, both in theaters wherever they are open, and also on HBO Max. So we watched it at home, but let's go ahead and give our rating as if we saw this in the theater. Dustin, your rating.
So there were some parts in this that were still very enjoyable. I still really liked watching Denzel, Rami, and Leto in their performances. I just think that it was a little hard getting started, and they didn't quite stick the landing well enough. So I'm going to say stream it.
For me, I will say, obviously, performance, they knocked it out of the park, 5 stars across the board for that. And as for the rest of the movie, I thought the pacing in the beginning was a bit slow. Certain story just got a little muddy. I felt like they were trying to accomplish too much all at once, rather than having perhaps one specific character's story going forward. It's just got a little convoluted at various points in the story, I felt like. So my rating would be matinee it. Well, you guys, there you have it. That is our non-spoiler review for The Little Things. Let us know if you watched the movie. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and our review, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. Thumbs ups really, really help us a lot here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye!